Welcome to Boss Up Goddess. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and I interview trailblazing women who share their wisdom to help us all live bigger, better, and bolder. The woman you're about to meet does exactly that in a very unique way. Ellen Schweikert is a doTERRA essential oil educator, and so much, and it's really transformative. Tonight, she's going to talk to us about how essential oils can help us with sleep, stress, and pain. And those are three things that many of us are dealing with during the pandemic and in life in general. So, Ellen, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you. She's coming to us live from Oregon. And Ellen is just this wellspring of knowledge about essential oils. So I personally buy them from her company. She's a representative with doTERRA, which is like the most purely sourced essential oils. And I use, for example, clary sage to clear my energy space, or I inhale rosemary to get my mental energy super sharp. So, Ellen, can you talk to us about how these simple little bottles of oil can help with sleep, stress, and pain?
Absolutely. So, essential oils have been used by humans for so long, and pretty early on, they were used for stress and sleep. So, those two things were like some of the earlier uses for essential oils. And to this day, those are really like the most common questions that people come to me with is that they're saying that, especially this year, that they're really feeling a lot of stress. People are not sleeping very well at night. And also, people have a lot of pain in their bodies. So they
Mhm.
are open to exploring natural solutions instead of just getting on something that might create other problems down the road. And I always like to say that essential oils, they don't have side effects, they have side benefits. So
Ooh, I like it.
yeah, I didn't come up with that, but that's one of my favorite phrases. And just, I feel like it really sums up like what we're doing here is just empowering people to take control of their health at home using natural things, especially for sleep, stress, and pain.
Mhm.
So with stress, there are so many different ways to use essential oils for stress. But let me show you my favorite one.
Okay.
So, I like to use a blend called Serenity. I know that you have used
Ooh,
Serenity
I
before.
love that stuff. Oh my
It's
gosh, you sent it
so,
to me and I just like, oh.
oh yeah, it's so
Woo!
good. I know, and it's
What
really
is,
powerful.
yeah, what is in that?
So many things. So basically, doTERRA, I mean, it's genius. They basically took all of the oils that are proven time and time again to help people relax and sleep, and
Uh-huh.
put them all in one blend. So the
Ooh.
biggest component of this blend is lavender. But even if you're not a lavender person, hear me out because this blend has a lot of other things and it's a very well-rounded aroma.
Hmm.
So it has lavender. It also has vetiver, which is from a root, and it smells like dirt. Like if you've ever like, I mean, it smells so good. Like if
Like
you're
that.
someone who like has
It,
that earthy smell,
yeah, it's really rich and
it's
like
literally
moist.
that in a bottle.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
so good.
Ooh.
In fact, if you really look up like what is in the most expensive perfumes ever made, vetiver is actually a common ingredient because it's
Oh,
incredibly calming.
uh-huh.
So it has vetiver. It also has lang lang, which can help
Mm.
you regulate your blood pressure. It's a
Ooh.
really sweet aroma. It's really
Uh-huh.
lovely.
Hmm.
It has Roman chamomile, which of course is like liquid chamomile tea. It's pure
Ooh.
chamomile extract.
Uh-huh.
It has cedarwood, which of course is like very relaxing. I love the smell of cedarwood. I'm an
Mm.
Oregon woman. Love
Uh-huh.
it. And then it also has Hawaiian sandalwood.
Ooh,
So basically,
nice.
it's like, there are some sweet aromas in there. There are some, deep, very intense resinous aromas like vetiver. But Serenity is really good for sleep and stress because it has
Mm.
a chemical constituent called linalool. So linalool is what tells our brain to like chill out. It's all good. So anytime you find something that's actually very calming and grounding,
Uh-huh.
you will find that it has a very high component of linalool in it. That's my
Oh,
nerdy fact for you, but that
okay, I love
basically
it.
just
It's
lets you to sleep
awesome.
and relaxes you.
Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
there are different ways that you can use Serenity Blend by doTERRA. My favorite one is to inhale it because it smells so good. So
Oh,
I put a couple drops in my palm
okay.
and then I rub my hands together like this.
Uh-huh.
And then I literally just hold my hands over my nose and mouth and take like some really deep breaths. So like, and what this does is the olfactory system, which is
Uh,
actually right here near your sinuses,
uh-huh.
it takes that aroma in. Those chemical constituents like linalool will communicate with your olfactory system, and your brain is like, oh, it's all good.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything's gonna be okay. So this has been studied time and time again. It's often oils like lavender, vetiver, ylang ylang. Those are actually starting to be diffused in medical settings to help people go into a surgery with like a very relaxed state of mind in
Uh-huh.
an anxious moment. So that's one of my
Oh.
favorite ways to use Serenity. The other way that I use it for sleep is that I put it into the bottoms of my feet. So
Ooh.
literally, I just put a couple drops in my palm and I massage it into the soles of my feet, maybe
Mm-hmm.
like 30 minutes before bed.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottoms of our feet have like huge pores.
Mm-hmm.
They soak everything up very efficiently
Mm-hmm.
and it helps you sleep.
Oh, wow. So you talked about sleep, stress, pain. So that can really help all three of them because if you're sleeping well, your stress is going to calm down and the pain hopefully will subside a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And like when we get really good sleep, I mean, every part of our life is better,
Hmm.
and our body can heal from pain and inflammation more efficiently.
Hmm.
But we also have a blend that I like to use for pain. And this is something that I often send to customers who ask me for like a sample. And it's called Deep Blue. And the ingredients in this are
Ooh.
insane. So I have to read this to you.
Okay.
So this has peppermint and wintergreen, which are like
Hmm.
so cooling and relaxing for the muscles.
Hmm.
It has oils like camphor, um, let's see, helichrysum, which is like a very intense skin healing oil,
Uh-huh.
blue tansy, and of course that chamomile again.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's kind of like non-toxic icy hot.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
So if you have some muscular aches and pains or joint pain, you rub it on, right? Is it external?
it's external. Yes, this is an
Okay.
external blend.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like non-toxic icy hot. You would rub this into like, your lower back. If you're having
Hmm.
lower back pain, that's one of the most common things that people ask about. We're all
Oh,
sitting at our computers a lot this year.
right, right.
So that's the rate of lower back pain has gone up like significantly.
Oh,
And then also we carry a lot of tension and
right,
stress in our neck and our shoulders.
right, right.
So this is like the massage oil to end all massage oils. It is so relaxing. And it
Wow.
actually comes in a cream, which I
Oh,
call Deep Blue Rub. And I call it the gateway drug of doTERRA because people that are skeptical about using oils get addicted to it. So, like, my
mhm.
grandpa thought I was so weird.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, he had pain in his calf from working in the yard. And I'm like, hey, you should use that thing that I gave you. And he's like,
Uh-huh.
okay. And he loves it. So,
Oh, wow. So,
yeah.
Ellen, essential oils are for people who are looking for a non-chemical alternative to all the different pharmaceuticals and different over-the-counter things that we can use because these are natural compounds and they're healthy and safe and effective. And besides being delightful to the senses when you smell them, they actually have medicinal qualities.
I could not have said it better myself. That is exactly what we're doing
Okay.
here. That's exactly what I do all day long. So, yes,
Wow. And so the cool thing about your expertise, because you are a doTERRA essential oil educator, is that someone can say to you, Ellen, I'm having XYZ issue. What oil would you, quote, prescribe to me to use, right?
exactly. Yeah. In
Okay.
fact, like that's actually a huge part of my job. Like that's maybe the biggest part of my job is the initial sampling process. So
Mm,
someone will come to me and say, you know what, my mom has arthritis, her hands are incredibly painful, or hey, I can't sleep, I'll try anything. Oh, I'm open to anything.
mhm,
Or you know what, my stress is out of control and I wish that I could do something about it. And
mm,
I will send them like a package of things to try and check in with them and just make
mhm,
sure that it works for them. And if not, then I send them something else to try. So
mm.
honestly, that's like a huge part of the job is just making sure that people all over the world have like a good experience using natural things instead of something that creates problems in their body because I believe that we deserve better.
Right, absolutely. So, Ellen, you showed us that we can put some drops on our palm, rub them together, and inhale. You talked about rubbing them on our feet.
Yes.
How else can you use essential oils?
I am so glad you asked because I forgot to bring up one of my favorite things in the world, which is my diffuser.
Right.
Um, so you can really use doTERRA essential oils, which are very ethically sourced and very pure, very potent and strong. You can use them three different ways. You can use them aromatically, topically, and internally. So with the aromatic side of it, like we know that most essential oils smell incredible.
Hmm.
So I use something called a diffuser,
Hmm.
which is like a little device that you plug into your wall and it literally vaporizes essential oils into your air. So all over your home,
Ooh.
you're just breathing in the goodness,
Uh-huh.
which is magical because it has the power to clean your air. If there are toxins in your air, there are essential oils that can help clean it. And
Oh.
it can also help boost your immune system. So
Hmm.
something like On Guard, which is a doTERRA
Yes.
blend,
Hmm.
you can diffuse that in your air. It has clove in it, which has
Hmm.
the highest antioxidant content of any plant.
What?
More than pomegranate, more than blueberries.
Well, so Ellen, okay. My sister Catherine, she's how I met you. She sent me On Guard, and it says because it's got the nutritional supplement facts on here, like just like a food label, that you can take it internally. And it sat on my counter for weeks. I was terrified to ingest it, but I started using one drop in water. I do it every morning.
Yes.
And, during the pandemic, On Guard is a super duper immune protector, correct?
Yeah, it's really supportive for your body's own immune response.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it has again clove in it, which is a super antioxidant. It has cinnamon bark and wild orange, which is highly cleansing and detoxifying. And what I like to do is I like to put it in tea because it
Uh-huh.
has a little bit of a spicy, like cinnamon
Yes,
flavor.
it does.
There
Strong.
is nothing, yeah, it's so strong. Like one drop, if you're watching,
Uh-huh.
one drop
One
is all you
drop.
need.
Yeah.
Um, and I like to put it in lemon tea. So like lemon
Mm.
with the cinnamony sort of
Uh-huh.
flavor is really pleasant.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So that whole thing of ingesting the oils that I thought were topical was a whole new idea. So can you talk about how if it has the supplement facts thing, nutrition label, it's safe?
Absolutely. So this is a really good question. And if you're someone who's new to using oils or maybe hasn't tried doTERRA before, you're gonna wanna, you're opening a whole new world basically. So doTERRA oils have been tested many, many times before they get to you, 52 technically, 52 times. So when you get them, you'll get them in a bottle that looks like this.
Hmm.
And there are two different types of labels on an essential oil. One of them is called ingredients,
Hmm.
and one of them is called supplement facts, and they're totally different. So
Oh.
it's fascinating. So if you see an essential oil and it says ingredients on the
Hmm.
side,
Like this one, yeah. This is
yes,
breathe. Hmm.
yeah, breathe. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. So if it says ingredients on the side, it's great for topical use. So you can use it on your body,
Uh-huh.
you can inhale it, but don't take it internally.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
ones that do say supplement facts on it,
Hmm. Hmm.
that is approved for internal use. So yes, exactly. Yep, supplement facts. So supplement facts is what you want to look for, and it's very cool that doTERRA is the only oil that says supplement facts on it. So yeah,
Wow. I was really nervous about it, but once you explained that, it makes sense. And I've been doing the On Guard for months now, especially during COVID. Anything you can do to boost your immune system. And I also learned how to do the lavender foot rub at night. Now, I
yeah,
actually, it's awesome. It helps you sleep so well.
it's so
Now,
good.
are you supposed to use it with another oil, like coconut oil, like rub it, or jojoba? Wait, I said it wrong.
Yeah, I've always wondered if it's jojoba or jojoba. So someone correct us in the comment section,
Okay.
please. Like I've always been like jojoba, and then this one lady was like, "Do you mean jojoba?" And I'm like, "Well, now I look silly, but."
Okay.
That is such a good question. So, essential oils are super strong, like doTERRA oils are super potent and intense. So, one drop, in fact, just as an example, one drop of peppermint is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea.
What?
So strong, so strong. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. So, one way that you can use your oils really efficiently and effectively and get your money's worth out of one bottle, but
Hmm.
also spread it really evenly across the skin is
Hmm.
to use something called a carrier oil.
Oh, carrier oil. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, coconut oil is a really good carrier oil, but
Hmm.
hot tip for you, make sure that you use fractionated coconut oil because it doesn't stain your clothes in the way that normal coconut oil does, because normal
Oh,
coconut oil is like kind of fatty and it
oh,
solidifies.
uh-huh,
But fractionated coconut oil is chemically changed. It's liquid all the time.
uh-huh.
So it doesn't leave like the oily spots that,
Mm,
you'd have to pour quite a bit on there for it to leave the same oily spots.
mm.
And it's kind of a neutral one. But jojoba, is really good for you if you have dry skin.
Oh,
So if you have
okay.
very cracked, like winter here in Oregon, like in Southern Oregon, we get really dry, cracked skin.
Uh-huh.
I like to use shea butter or jojoba oil with my
Ooh.
essential oils to spread those oils evenly over the skin, which is
Mm.
especially good if you are working with elders or children or someone with sensitive skin.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Wow.
something like frankincense can usually be used like neat, which is what we call it when you just use it straight.
Uh-huh.
But something like oregano is actually like a really spicy, intense oil.
Uh-huh.
And it can even like turn your skin a little bit pink.
Mm.
And so I love how powerful oregano is. It's
Mm-hmm.
so great for your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
But one drop is so strong. I don't
Ooh.
know how many salads that is, but it's a lot of salads. So basically, um, you'd want to put one drop of oregano in some fractionated coconut oil, and
Uh-huh.
then you would slather that into the bottoms of your feet.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow. That's fascinating.
yeah, one drop,
Mm.
plenty.
Wow. So, if people want to work with you, Ellen, where can they reach you and what does that look like? Would you do like a single consultation or do you do like a weekly session or first, how can people reach you?
Good question. So I love doing like individual consults. I used to teach a ton of classes, but lately I've just been loving consults because, especially over Zoom, I know everyone is really busy and it just makes a lot more sense to just personalize it. So
Mhm.
you can always reach out to me via email. I can have her post my email in
Yeah.
the comments, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. In the description box, I'll put a link to you. Mhm.
Perfect. Yeah, email is really good. And so that we can set up a meeting, we can jump on Zoom, and I can talk to you about your unique health concerns, whether they be sleep,
Mhm.
stress, pain, or something else. And
Mhm.
then I can send you some samples to try.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was so happy when I got that little, like, beautiful little pouch with the satin ribbon tie, and it had all these little samples, and it was just this extravaganza of inhaling all these scents.
Which
Oh
is
my gosh, it's delightful. Yes.
which is nice because like I feel like especially right now, 2020, 2021, like receiving special mail is just like
Oh,
so much more meaningful. And I'm like,
yes.
I hope that we get to work together. But
Mm-hmm.
like, if you have a health concern, like, please reach out to me, because
Mm-hmm.
when I put them together and I put a little card in there, and I want to send you something that helps you feel better.
Yes,
And I
yes.
love receiving things that help me feel better. So,
Yes, yes. And it's such a simple way to practice self-care and have that single, the whole mindfulness thing. But just when you inhale, like you put it in your hand, you go, and in that moment is so magical. Like I'll be sitting here working and I'll just do this. And I always use this before I interview anybody because it makes my brain so poppin'. Oh my gosh, rosemary oil, okay? Ooh.
it's really,
And yes, it gives you mental clarity. It wakes you up. And so it's so delightful in that moment. And the world is so bizarre. If we can just have these little moments of joy, it's wonderful. So, Ellen, can you talk about how essential oils have helped you personally? And that's why you're such an advocate for this.
oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to tell you the short version. But if
Okay.
any of you ever meet me, like, feel free to ask me for the longer version, but
Okay.
I'll give you the short version. So basically, the year was 2015, and I had just moved, no, it was 2016, and I had just moved back to Oregon. Um, and I was a professional house cleaner. And I did actually other jobs, like I was a production assistant, but I wasn't making any money. So ironically, cleaning houses made more. So anyhow, um, I cleaned houses and I used the chemicals that I thought were effective. I used like bleach and, a number of commercial products that I won't even name that created problems for me, but I wasn't realizing it. So I had a ton of headaches. My allergies were totally out of control. I was frequently congested. I got sinus infections multiple times a year. And I totally didn't put it together that it was the cleaning products I was using. Like, it might
Mm,
seem obvious now, but when
mm,
you're in it, you just don't know.
right.
And my allergies are hereditary. So I was like, oh, well, of course, like, I was born with it. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
realize how much control, like, I actually do have over them. So
Mm-hmm.
now we know, right? Um, so yeah, I just learned about doTERRA when I was invited to a class, and I didn't want to go, but I was basically bribed to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, essential oils, like, that's cool, I guess. Like, my mom uses those. I don't really know anything about them. I can't afford to buy any. And when I went to the class, I took one huff and I loved them. I loved them
Oh,
so much. Yeah,
wow.
she let me inhale peppermint, which, again, one drop of doTERRA peppermint is that 28 cups of peppermint tea, and it hit me like a ton of bricks.
Uh-huh.
And I could breathe all day. The
Oh
one
my
drop, I was just like,
goodness.
and then I was just like, oh my gosh, it felt so good. It felt
Wow.
amazing. And then she gave me a little bottle of wild orange, and she's like, thanks for coming to the class. And
Mm,
I didn't become a customer right away. No,
mm.
I became the teacher's house cleaner. And I cleaned her house, and she had all of these oils, like, that was her business. And she was like, "Oh, feel free to use those to clean the house." And I thought she was weird, honestly. I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll use them to clean the house." Um, and she was like, "Hey, can you not use toxic chemicals in my house?" And I was like, "Oh, like, okay, I don't understand." And she started teaching me how to use natural things to clean. And I
Wow.
stopped having terrible headaches, and my allergies were like way less.
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, it was a matter of weeks and I noticed a change. And I told her, I was like, I kind of think maybe some of the things that I'm using are creating these problems.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, like, I didn't want to say anything, but like, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that's kind of how I learned about oils in the first place.
Uh-huh.
And when I started using them, when I became a customer, when I started doing the business, I just realized how, it's really like that one oil that you try, or that one person that has the patience to teach you how
Mm-hmm.
to use them and has empathy for you, even if you're not over here like with crystals everywhere and
Mm-hmm.
you're not 100% already there.
Mm-hmm.
It was her and her open-mindedness and her respect for me and her kindness, which just taught me that there are different ways to go about cleaning your house and different ways to manage your stress. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was fate that I met her.
Mm.
So, and I love knowing that it's fate for me to meet my own customers, like I get to
Oh,
be that person for others.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
So,
That's amazing.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I absolutely am so grateful for all that I've learned from you and that you met my sister Catherine in Oregon. And then she started buying me these from you that are just so remarkable because they're such a joyous moment in my day and they enhance my productivity. They reduce my stress when I do my lavender. I sleep better. My on guard helps me be more immune or have a stronger immune system. The Serenity just makes me bliss out with one inhale.
I
So,
love Serenity. That's my dad's favorite oil. He diffuses it in his office, which like I know it's a sleep oil, but like, when you vibrate, some people just vibrate on a higher frequency
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
kind of type
yeah.
A. He's like
Uh-huh.
that. And
Yeah.
just all day he just needs that serenity bliss just like in his diffuser, and it
Uh-huh.
and he runs a company and he does a great job, and
Yeah.
I'm like, man, whatever works for you, it's awesome.
Yeah, your dad is awesome. He's a
He's funny.
really wonderful person. Yes.
I'm a fan.
Wow, Ellen, this is so cool. Is there anything else that people should know about essential oils, especially if it's a whole new idea? Like, where should they start?
Oh my gosh. Well, start by such a good question.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to have you, if you are open to it, I'm going to have you like paste a little link below somewhere where you can opt in. If whoever is watching from anywhere in the world, you can opt in and I can send you a little text series that I put together on what oils are and why we use them and stress,
Ooh,
sleep, and pain. I know.
I love
Um,
it.
I love it too. I think it's so cool because I want to help you feel your best. I just think that you
Mm.
deserve that, and that's a good way to start. So I want to teach you how. I'm happy to make an appointment with you to teach you how, and I'm happy to send you something
Oh, I
where
love
you can
it.
try it. So
Okay.
let's get you all de-stressed and sleeping and
Yes.
feeling good.
Yes, Ellen. Oh my gosh. Everybody, please believe her. It is life changing. She told her story. I told my story. It's real. Essential oils are such a magical thing to add to your day and night. So, Ellen, thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Gosh, I mean, many things I'm sure, but
Mhm. Okay. Well, you've definitely shared your wellness advocate brilliance with our audience today. So, thank you.
one thing.
What?
Okay. So I know that we talked about using them for stress, sleep, and pain, but one of the best things about doTERRA specifically is that they are ethically sourced
Uh-huh.
and that we have a whole community to support you. So
Oh.
if you're someone who's interested in getting started with doTERRA, when you do, I have a Facebook group and there are people from like all over. We
Uh-huh.
have a lot of friends in Australia, we have friends in China, Japan, and people in a variety of languages ask questions about their health in this kind
Ooh.
of safe space.
Uh-huh.
And we get answers from other people who might have tried this for that or this for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think really that's one of the most magical things about doTERRA as a community is we
Mm-hmm.
are here to support you. We are a forever relationship that is going to be there for you. We care, and we do show up for you. So
Oh, that's beautiful. Excellent, Ellen. Everybody, that is real. I hope you take advantage of her wonderful expertise to help you. Ellen, thank you so much for joining me tonight on Boss Up Goddess.
thank you for having me. This is fun.
You're welcome. Awesome. Thank you. And thank you, all of you, for joining us tonight as you got to meet this wonderful trailblazing woman named Ellen Schweikert, who shared her wisdom about essential oils to help all of you live bigger, better, and bolder. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and I am so grateful you joined us. Please remember to boss up, goddess, and you have the power. I'll see you next time.